Good Tuesday morning to you from Hope Lutheran Church. It is Tuesday, February 23rd, and we have survived the Snowvid 2021, as people are calling it. It is amazing all the challenges that we faced over the past week and the challenges that some people are still facing even today with still struggling without running water or maybe even electricity, but we hope the electricity is back on. But God has definitely blessed us with some better weather to thaw us out and get the snow melted away so we can kind of get back to some sort of normalcy. And I pray that is the case with you. Um, but I wanted to talk to you about something a little different today. I don't know if you know what these are. These are sticky notes, and I live a good portion of my life uh, using these things. I have a problem remembering sometimes, so I will write things down on sticky notes and I will stick them someplace so that I can see them. In fact, this morning uh, I had to remember to grab my computer, which I normally leave at home, to bring with me today because my computer at work is not working. So I needed to be able to use my laptop. So, in order to remember that, because I have so many other things I need to remember, I wrote a sticky note, put it right next to my coffee because that is one thing that I will not forget to grab. And I saw the note, grabbed my computer, and here we are. And sticky notes were actually, a little trivia for you, developed back in 1980 by a scientist at 3M, and he actually did it by accident. But it has been a true blessing that we have those. And we have a Mac, or I have a Mac, and there's actually a neat little feature on the Mac where you can put sticky notes all over your Mac using the software as well, which is kind of cool. Um, but it helps us remember things that we may not be able to remember later on down the line. Uh, I've got a notebook that keeps some of my passwords in it, and when I've had to change passwords, I write down on a sticky note what the new password is, and I stick it in there. The problem is I had so many that I forgot what my real password was. So, but the point of that is we need reminders for us on a daily basis, some more than others, of things that we need to remember. And I had a really good reminder, though it did not come with a sticky note during the middle of all this weather, um, of some of God's blessings. Even in the midst of no power for 4 days, no water for 5 days, we were still richly blessed by God. And it helped me keep a more positive attitude of all the stuff that was going on. I am not a winter person at all. I do not like the snow. Um, but God provided the snow as actually a blessing for us, at least out on the farm, because with frozen pipes and the temperatures so cold, the water troughs for all of our animals froze. And we had no way to actually get them water. So we took an old water trough that we had sitting around, threw it up on some wood, lit the wood on fire, and started melting snow. And I shoveled more snow into that trough to melt it for the cows and for everything else that we needed it for. And I mean, it was a lot of snow. We cleared pretty much the whole front of our barn, which had about a 4 foot snow drift, and melted it all for providing for the animals until the water came back on. And I'd never really thought about snow, which I'd always thought snow was a curse, but snow is a blessing. And God gave us the snow as a blessing to provide for what we needed while we were going through these crazy cold temperatures and no water. I think the outlook for us would have been a whole lot worse had it not been for the snow. If we had just had the incredible cold temperatures, we still would have lost power. We still would have lost water. But then we would have had no way to take care of our animals and do some of the other things that we needed to be able to do. So it was a good reminder. It came from my mother-in-law that snow was actually a blessing. And we were also blessed with firewood that we had gotten from another church member about a year and a half ago. Then we hadn't used a lot of it, but it came in very handy for us. So we were richly blessed. And I think even in the midst of our trials and difficulties that we go through, even through 2020 with the COVID stuff, if we really take a look, God's got sticky notes all over the place for us, showing us his blessings and reminding us how great he is and how he richly provides for us. And I love the passage in Luke 19. It says, even if we remain quiet, the stones will cry out the glory of God. And there's another passage that talks about the splendor of the universe is crying out the glory of God. So as you go around today, look for God's sticky notes in your life. What you may take for granted might actually be a note from God saying, hey, I'm richly blessing you. Whether you recognize it or not, it is a blessing. He gives us what we need, and then he blesses us with immense more. So may you have a very blessed and enriched day. God's blessings.